Namaste everyone. Very warm welcome to Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai. Jai. We'll read something from this, the essence of the Vibhu Gita. This is from chapter 26, verse 3. The sage says, having realized that the world picture on the screen self is evanescent and essentially non-existent, having realized that the world picture on the screen self is evanescent and essentially non-existent, one should ever remain still and blissful in the firm conviction of ever being the sole Brahman self only. One should ever remain still and blissful in the firm conviction of ever being the sole Brahman self only. This conviction should be maintained even while functioning as an individual in the world of name and form. This matured state of abidance in the self is called Sahaja Nishta, the natural state. Then the next verse is, in that blissful self, wherein there is no action of body, speech and mind, no virtuous or sinful karma, and the fruits thereof, one should remain still, eschewing the least trace of thought. Eschewing, not heard that word in a while. In that self, wherein there is neither conceiver nor conception of the world of names and forms, one should remain blissfully still, eschewing the least trace of thought. In that self wherein desire, anger, covetousness, confusion, bigotry, and envy are all absent. In that self, when there is no thought of bondage or release, one should abide blissfully still, eschewing the least ripple of thought. So I'm going to conveniently translate eschewing to mean not believing. The mind always says that it can't be so simple. There must have been somewhere that I need to get. I've been at this for so long. All my journey, all my trials and tribulations. Are you saying I've always been this? Always been that which I've been looking for? Something must need to be changed at least. The anger should go. It will say this kind of thing. Your relationship should get better. What is the benefit of this whole thing? And he's saying even bliss, he will not promise. Could it really have been one big trick? Just a switch of perception, just a switch of perspective, actually. And we took on a personal perspective. And just this perspective needs to switch back to what is the real perspective. And the good news is that it's been very hard work to pretend to be a person. And it's completely effortless to be the self. That's why the sage calls it the effortless state, the natural state. We're working so hard to pretend to be bound. And how do we know we are working hard? Because we are suffering. And it's not as if suffering was designed by somebody else. This is also part of your own play. Maybe we can say that we created it as an alarm clock for ourselves. It is that simple. Nothing needs to happen. It's only that the term I, the idea of I, got a little muddied up, a little muddled up. We got used to using it for a imagined non-existent entity. Non-entity. We got used to using it in that way. And now we are truly just clarifying who is this I. That's all that is needed. That's why Bhagavan also said that after silence, it is the self-inquiry which is the best path, the best way. All we are doing is clarifying what do we mean by I. And the mind wants to keep it confusing like that. If you ask most beings who are not in satsang, you will find you will sometimes be shocked at their indifference to this question. Because immediately the mind resists. It says, what's the point? This is too abstract. What will I get? This complete refusal to look at this, which is completely fine because they are not done playing. There is no need to force those, forcibly make them look at what they mean by I. It is enough that we look. And what happens first when we look? We're easily distracted by appearances, the content. Oh, I think I am this. Quickly, I think I am this. No, but you are the witness of this thought. Who is the witness? I'm scared, I feel some fear. No, you are witnessing that fear is arising. Who is the witness? But my family and my friends don't understand me and they leave. You're witnessing this. Just another appearance. Who is the witness? So all this play of appearances comes with full force to distract you from this question. Sometimes when you ask, you might find yourself just too sleepy. I have a friend, a colleague who's worked with me for a few years now, and sometimes we talk about satsang. And just when we are coming to the core, he becomes so sleepy, his head is falling. So all this lila and this play, all of this can happen. So the world of appearances seems to become even more distracting than earlier. And the voice of this mind, the voice of the interpreter, seems to become even more aggressive and loud. trying to pull your attention away from the question into another appearance. That's why the teacher asks, what is here besides the appearance? Who is witnessing these appearances? Is it not you? That sees everything coming and going and yet remains unchanged. This body, every cell has changed many times over. It is changing every day, yet I remain as the witness of it. These thoughts, every minute, new thought, and I remain as the witness of it. Emotions, feelings, energy, changing, changing, changing. Yet I remain as the witness of it. Even the states of waking, dream, and sleep, I am aware of. I witness them, and they change. That which I do not witness does not exist. Who is this witness? If we keep the appearances aside just for a few moments and find out who is witnessing all of this, then we find that this, even to call it a witness actually, is a bit much because witness implies there is an entity who is a witness. An entity means it has some attributes. But when we look, do we find any attributes to this witness? And this is the point of frustration for many of you. You say, I look for the witness and I don't find it. What you actually mean is that I don't find the phenomenal attributes of the witness. You can't find it because it is not phenomenal. Therefore, more accurate actually to say that there is no witness. It is just the witnessing itself. The great sages of the past were called the seers. Actually, there is no seer. It is the seeing itself. Are you okay with not being a noun, not being an entity? A more accurate description of I, of you, would be more like a verb. You are just this seeing. You are not an entity who is aware, an entity who is witnessing. You are the awareness itself, the witnessing itself. And this the mind cannot accept, understand, or fathom. So don't struggle trying to convince the mind. Don't even force it as a belief on the mind. You do not need to believe it. You only need to see it. And you are seeing it right now. This is all that you are seeing. Only some of you are waiting for mental confirmation. You are not trusting your own seeing. You are waiting for the mind to confirm, yes, this is what I see. Because all of you, when I ask you the question, are you aware now? You say yes. And I say, so what was seen to confirm this? You say, this awareness is here, but I find no attributes of this, and yet I know it is here. This is what we are talking about. This knowingness, this seeingness, this awareness. And you don't need to be that. Because quickly mind comes with this task. It says, now that you see it, you must be it. So instead I say, don't be it and show me. Stop being it for just an instant. The instruction to be it is also personal actually. And no person can be it. And awareness can only be awareness. At best, when we say stay as the self or stay as awareness itself, it only means do not believe any appearance to be you. You don't fall for this delusion again. This is all that it means when it is said stay as the self. For some of you, the mind might come with some proclamation just about now, saying that this is it, I got it. And we must not even believe this one. And if it does get your belief, then you must inquire. Because the last stand of the ego is the spiritual ego. The pretend person claiming to be the enlightened person is the spiritual ego. How do we know this is spiritual ego or not? It manifests with the messaging that there is something special about me. I am something different from everyone else. And there are many beautiful awakening experiences which are then again pulled back into egotism because of this spiritual ego. And if there is such a thing as a strong adversary to the voice of the truth, if there is such a thing, then it is this spiritual ego. As illustrated very well in the Ramayana, where Ravan is a representation of the spiritual ego because he knew everything, all the scriptures. He was a great Pandit. What was his message? It was that why should I bow down to Ram? If he is God, I am also God. So he's saying all the right stuff, saying all the right stuff, but still coming from the sense of specialness, personal specialness. We find that those who are caught up in this spiritual ego, then are almost impossible even to get through to. Then you just have to let grace do the work. And even in the Ramayana, it is said that Ram had to chop off the head 10 times. So if a normal ego is just one chop, we say chop the head. So this head had to be chopped 10 times because it comes back. And it is speaking the truth. You tell the spiritual ego, it's good if you do some self-inquiry. What is the response? I'm not the doer. You cannot argue with it. You see, who am I? It says, who's asking the question? It's just closed, you see. It's good if you go to Arunachala. I just go wherever God takes me. So all this fancy language was still smelling of person. This is the spiritual ego. It's like Adya says very nicely. He says that all the words which you could be saying could be true, but you're still being a jerk. The sense of specialness, that now I am something special, And all of us who are in satsang will experience some traces of this. And I'm sure my wife will testify strongly to that as well. So, but the good news is that life knows, grace knows, and suffering will squeeze this ego out of us. Just like love and fear cannot coexist, specialness and gratitude cannot coexist. And this is a nice way to check. Because many times we don't know. We don't know whether we are afflicted by the spiritual ego. So a good way to check is there gratitude? Because specialness usually exhibits itself in a very unworthy way, almost to say. Because it will say things like, oh, now, my guru and I, we're just buddies, we're the same anyway, so. Yes, yes, it was useful to hear him for some time. This kind of, just to check. The ego is very smart, the mind is very smart, and it will use Advaita itself as a very solid defense for the ego. And you find many of these people, especially on the streets of towns like Tiru, who have picked up these Advaitic concepts. But it is all still coming from a personal perspective, from a perspective of special. And you can smell it in their breath. Because there is nothing wrong with the content of the words. It is only that you can smell that it is not accompanied by the fragrance of love, peace, and joy. That is why I feel that a very worthy prayer, and a prayer which is often repeated here also, is to say that if there's any arrogance here, if there's anything sense of specialness which is perpetuating here, let life slap it out of here immediately, right now. And there are many in the Sangha who have made this prayer, and they'll testify it really works very fast. And this is probably what Papaji meant when he said, vigilance till the last breath. It was not this restricted sort of vigilance, like this restrictive state. It was just this natural flowing. And if there was some sense of suffering, if there was some sense of discomfort, some sense of identity getting picked up, just to be vigilant about that. And it's a sign of great humility, isn't it? Is that away from the camera? Oh, heck.
I wanted to say thank you first because yesterday when we were at the ashram, I caught sight of you sitting against the wall and I just felt so happy that I met you. That I think for the first time ever, there's just this, like a sliver of gratitude for everything that happened. That because you always say that every single thing had to happen for this moment to be there. And I think first time, just for a moment, I just felt that just sense that, oh, if the suffering hadn't been there, this question just would not have interested me at all. And the question that came this morning, with my eyes closed, when I look, so this morning I woke up and the pain was just more intense. And in the past it would have felt like I was being consumed by it, like I was in the middle of it. This morning when I looked and with eyes closed, it's like, okay, it's still here and there's something that's bigger than it. It's in the same space that everything else is kind of appearing in. And then I open my eyes and the experience is very different. And it suddenly again feels like it's unbearable because it's contained. Like
I'm contained within it.
No, the pain is contained
in the body.
Yeah, in a constricted, and then because with eyes closed, it's like it's intense, but there is no voice that says, "Oh, it's unbearable. It's too much. It's too much." But I open my eyes, and then it's like,
and then there's a voice which says it's too much.
Yeah, or it's like, I can't contain it in the body. It's too much for the body.
So did the pain change or the voice change?
It's like the perception. It's like, oh, there's not enough space for it.
That's why no harm to check again. And even in the checking, if eyes have to be closed, it's fine.
But I have to move around with my eyes open.
Even in Satsang, you see many times my eyes are closed.
Because more time is spent with eyes open than eyes closed, then it still feels like, oh, there is this. So with eyes closed, there is not even, if I sit and look, there's not even a real sense that I have to do something about it. Yeah. I open my eyes.
So let's. So the first point was that whenever you can, it's okay to have your eyes closed. But the second point I want to make, which is the important one, is that what really changes when the eyes come open? It's just that a lot more sensory input is coming in. So this space of experiencing now seems to get crowded up with a lot more stuff going on.
So with eyes closed, for a long time I had, the impression was always, even with eyes closed, I was stuck behind my eyeballs. And about a week ago, like my eyes were hurting. My eyes were hurting so much that suddenly, with eyes closed, it was like actually my eyeballs were just sensations.
Yeah, exactly.
And so with eyes closed, it's no longer like a strong impression that I'm behind my eyeballs, but I open and suddenly it feels again like I'm located.
So let's look together. Let's keep our eyes closed and just use whatever sensations are available, whatever sounds, whatever input is available to check on where it is being experienced. Most of you are now familiar with the space of experiencing in which even the sensations of the body are experienced. We find no limits to this space. Remember that although we call it space, it is not really a three-dimensional spatial space. It is just the space of being itself. And that everything is experienced here, not there, here. Even though the sound might seem distant, the distance is a projection which is made from here. The experience is happening here. Now, very slowly, we can open our eyes and see that all this, which the eyes are also bringing in, is still experienced here. Whenever you're experiencing here in this, the amount of content is a lot lesser because the eyes are closed. But the here is not changing with the eyes open. It is just that a lot more experiencing, a lot more content is coming through the eyes, which is still experienced here. Where is the visual content experienced? It's still here, isn't it? Your experiencing is not happening there. It's still here. Even of this visual, so you have this visual of this body in front of you. Where is it being experienced? Is it in a different space than prior when the eyes were closed? In the same space. It's just that suddenly there's a lot more which is coming in. Okay, so now it is coming in. Now what is happening? There's a sensation of being located. Where is that? Is it a sensation or a thought? The sense of being constricted behind the eyes or located behind the eyes. It must be either a sensation or a thought or a visual. What is there behind the eyes? When you say I am behind the eyes, means what? I know what you mean. It's like you're saying that with the eyes open, the perspective of the outer world seems to be from here. Therefore, I must be this from here. Is that what you mean?
And then the perception is the pain is in, it's like, it's not enough. Because if with eyes closed, it's going to be pain, there's space for it. Eyes open and it's like,
Yes, but can you quickly just check? See, did the space go away or still there? It's still the same. See, infinite space. How long does it take now to check? Every time you're checking, it's just a simple confirmation which is momentary. It's taking as much time as it did the first time to check and confirm. The only trick the mind played when we are checking for the first time is that it can try to convince us that the space of experiencing is inside the body. But all of us have looked and checked and found that the sensation of the body, all the sensations of the boundaries of the body are also located inside me, inside this being which is here. Therefore, it is the body which is experienced inside me, not the me inside the body. In the same way, now you are discovering that this outer world is also inside you, not you inside the world. The mind will fight this. So anytime it seems like, oh, it's getting too much, the mind is saying too much, just check for a second. Slowly, then It will become more and more natural. It will never feel like your being ran out of space or the pain is overpowering for being. Already it is very good. Where we are now is already very good. It's just that you will also see that this seemingly outer experience is also inside me, inside the I am.
The visual, because when I check and it's like
This-
the labels drop away, then it's all just sensations. As I open my eye, the visual just before I open my eye, it's like the pain and the sensation going,
And it's painting this for you.
yeah, and into
So it's like in the space, as you're opening, it's
yeah. Suddenly
that's much easier to deal with. It's just nothing. It's just a mind trick, sleight of hand. It's not really becoming you. Could it be that just with these eyelids and all this is happening? These eyelids are moving like this, and pain is coming from here. It's the same space, but now it seems so much more full of all of this content.
then why does it seem like it's contained in this?
Yes, but this is contained in what? Sensations in the body, be it pain, be it anything, including pleasure, will appear to be in this space of the body. But the space of the body is contained in which space? This is already checked. Inside you. That will be a new problem to have, isn't it? My body is here, but I'm experiencing the pain here. So nothing really is changing. It's just that with the sensory input from the eyes coming in, it seems that the space suddenly got crowded with a lot more stuff, and therefore I'm not able to see that pain is just a small part of this infinite being. So you don't leave this scene and keep your eyes open when you have to for practical purposes. You're driving. And then it will become very natural. Eyes open and close doesn't matter. Is that one seeing is seeing both the seeming inward and the outward. That's okay. Don't let these words confuse you right now. Just stay with this. It will become clearer and clearer, simpler and simpler. Okay.
This is higher for me.
First of all, immense gratitude for you for just sitting here and inviting our questions. So overwhelmed with gratitude. There's a jumble of things I want to say. But, yeah, first of all, like the chapter that you read, chapter 26, Bhagavan said it was the most important chapter of the Gita, and he said simply just even mechanically reading it would give you samadhi. So I was very surprised when you just picked that out. And, secondly, on a part humorous note,
Yeah.
when you say
I knew something.
like the people on the streets of Tiru who picked up some Advaitic jargon, I feel like it's directed against me because I'm the only candidate here. And
You know what they say, if the shoe fits, wear it.
it's more like what you said about gratitude and spiritual ego that somewhere hit me. Because I feel I don't have any gratitude. Most of the time I'm in a state of no gratitude. I'm like, even to Bhagavan, you owe it to me kind of thing. So you owe it to me to whatever, to take me wherever. So, and you had
There's
also,
two, okay, so this is a little nuanced, this part, because one is the sense of entitlement which comes out of love. All children have it. We are the parents, we have to take care of them. That is completely fine. And it is very endearing in some way. The second is just this very egoistic sense of entitlement. I should get it. I should have it. You know, I call Bhagwan, I come to Tiru, I deserve it. This kind of thing. So we have to check and see which one it is. So if it is the sense of entitlement which comes from belongingness, which comes from love, then it is completely fine.
also somewhere you had spoken of stopping the inquiry midway. And many times, most of the time I notice, I am not doing any inquiry. It is like reserved for moments of crisis. It's reserved for that, and it's like it gets over in a second, because when the suffering is unbearable, then I question to whom is that, and it's discovered that the person's not there, and the rest of the thing happens as it is. But either inquiry or surrender has to be done once and properly. So so can you guide me as to how I can complete this inquiry, how to keep the flame burning of the inquiry?
What is your most honest, full of integrity conclusion about who you are right now? Not when you did it last time, here.
Life force.
Life force. You are this life force. Can you share a little more about this life force?
It's the entirety of the past, also the potential for the future embedded, but through all that, looking for some kind of self-certification or balance, after which it will not need to run around.
And this one is here right now?
The runner around.
No, this whole thing. It sounds like a visual of some sort. Just let's keep it very simple. What is here now that you are?
Mainly as a listener, as some kind of an presence which is registering several things.
So there is a experiencer of being which is experiencing all of this world of appearances. You know this experiencer or it knows you.
I know it.
You know. This one that knows. What does this one look like?
All I have is a visual of a continuous
Who
like a
sees the
pipe.
visual? Visual also. Who sees? Can that be visualized? The one that sees all visuals, can that be visualized? And yet you are here. Yet you are here. Can you find one attribute that you can say about this?
Whenever I check, it's present.
It's and when you don't check,
It is also it is
still.
present.
Which appearance can affect this witnessing, this awareness? No appearance.
Nothing.
Can this awareness become an appearance? Can it limit itself to just one appearance? Can it just be the body and not awareness anymore?
Not any longer for me, but for years I felt I was
It's just a feeling and a
some
combination of
something contained in
visuals, and because nothing has changed fundamentally. So if you don't find it is possible now, it never was possible in the past. So this awareness, which is the eternal witnessing of all these appearances, can never become just one part of the appearance. See, you can say all appearances, including the presence, is coming within this awareness. But you can never say awareness is within an appearance. True one. Now, who is Suchitra?
some random energy form.
Is it there even as energy form? The being is present as the sense I am. But is this being Suchitra?
some kind of a reflex set of behavioral patterns with occasional some spontaneity. And most of the time, functioning.
These are the symptoms of Suchitra. Symptoms. It plays like this. But what is Suchitra?
The silence which greets the question.
Is that Suchitra? Okay, let's do it the other way around. You disprove this hypothesis which I will give you. I tell you there is no Suchitra. You prove me wrong. You see, it's a lot more complicated like this. If I were to have said there is no ego, then everyone would have readily accepted. Yeah. When he says Suchitra, then it seems personal.
There is no fixed Suchitra, but there's always been some Suchitra at every point of time. Each time.
So at this point of time, who is this Suchitra?
It is this person who believes connected to Arunachala, who believes I'm a devotee of Bhagavan,
Where is
who
the
comes for Satsang.
Okay, beliefs are there, granted. All these beliefs are there. Who is the person connected to these beliefs? Is the power of belief before or after the person? The waking state comes, sense I am is here, power of belief, attention, all of this is there. Where is the person?
After the this entity has been delivered as it is from sleep. Like without that entity, absolutely nothing would make sense.
Without which entity? The sense I am.
No, this thing who knows like the coordinates in space time at that particular point in life. Who
Who
knows?
knows this? Is it an entity in that way? Who knows anything at all?
See, like when all the bridges are burned, so the some random some set of the something here had been programmed to believe some things and act out, and then it was struggling to find out what are the rules of operation, and thereby so many years went. Just in trying to figure out
But
the
this
rules.
inquiry is a lot easier if you keep it to the right now.
To the right now, there's just this who doesn't know anything how life will pan out.
Now,
Neither
what is this one? Who doesn't know anything? Who is this one?
for convenience, I call it
No. You say inquiry is done only once. Are we going to make it a convenient inquiry? This is the main question. We cannot just conveniently say Does it exist? What does it look like? The mind is painting some visuals for you. Who is witnessing this? Is it Suchitra or the one witnessing?
I don't know if it is the one witnessing, but it is the witness. It is the witnessing.
Okay. Now, this witnessing, is it an entity?
The closest word I can come up with is like it's a flux. It's
Describe what you mean by flux.
just like a conduit of light. It's just it has no beginning or end. It's just things keep moving before it, but in itself, it's nothing has changed about it. Nothing can change about it.
Even we cannot call it light. I know you're using an example to explain.
Yes, yes,
But you cannot even give it the attribute of being light or dark.
yes, yes.
Okay. Now this is there. Then what happens when what we call waking state comes?
Something appears before it, which is a flow from yesterday, something carried on to today, and some
No.
logical
What
thing is
actually
panning out.
what actually is born when we say waking state came? What is the difference between sleep and waking? It cannot be something from the past. It's here now. What is this?
It's an instrument with uh, perception and interpretation.
This instrument is here now. But even prior to this instrument being perceived, there is this sense that I am, I exist, which was not there in sleep state. And this instrument could be different. Sometimes you have to open your eyes and see which instrument is here. Because you don't know whether it's a dream, so-called dream state or the waking state here. You have to check. But the sense that I am is already there. And then you wake up and say, oh, these ones. Sometimes you can say these ones. And it can happen that you switch between dream state and waking state also happen. Oh, those were also familiar to me and these are also familiar to me. You see, so the instrument and the appearances could be different. But the sense that I exist, that I am, is the same. So we can say that this I am or consciousness or presence or being takes birth. And with the light of this presence now here, you see that all these different realms of appearances can come. So with you so far. Now when does Suchitra come into the picture?
Suchitra comes into the picture when there's discontentment with some appearance.
Even before that,
Set of
it is after the birth of this I amness, do these powers which we speak about of attention, belief, identity come? In sleep state, none of these are there. Now, Suchitra is just a set of beliefs. And this way and that way. This is my life, this is my story, this is what happened to me. This is what you were talking about, the flux of the past and future and all of that coming together. Only a set of beliefs. Reinforced by some memory visuals, some kind of stories, all of this. All this we labeled and said this is Suchitra. But just because some energy is there, some ideas are there, some beliefs are there, is there a tangible Suchitra that came into existence? Or was it not just another idea or a belief itself, like a big belief? What I mean by tangible is locatable in time and space. Is there? So that which is not even locatable in time and space always has problems with what is appearing in time and space. See the irony of that? Cannot even find it in time and space, but it is always concerned about what is appearing in time and space. Should we give credibility to this voice?
But the discontentment being expressed with the flow of life in general or whatever, is that not the voice of the Sadguru or saying that move in
No,
some
it's
direction,
Rajan's
do
voice
something?
through the speaker. It's Rajan's voice through the speaker. Wow. The Sadguru is projecting all of this. How can it say I'm unhappy with all of this? Any of this? It is the same I amness, the same being, same consciousness, which is projecting this play, including the voice of discontent. But that is the trickster voice which itself has created. Consciousness itself has created the mind. But the voice, when we say the voice of the Sadguru is the intuitive voice which is accompanied by love and peace. It is going towards unity. It is not going towards discontentment and diversity. And irrespective, where is Suchitra?
Sometimes I feel neither a puppet nor a god.
Okay, but where is Suchitra? At least, even if there's some Suchitra, what you have seen is that you are not that. You are this awareness which is aware of all of this movement. Now you want to pose as Suchitra, or you that you are. Now don't pick up Suchitra's voice then. Because that is a pose, because you cannot even find her. So till you find her, at least don't pick up her voice. What you do find is that I am this witnessing, I am this awareness. And I am witnessing even the presence of being and the dissolution of being. All worldly appearances I am witnessing. I find no person here. I'm open to looking there. Now, without picking up Suchitra's voice, say something.
question is, if I am manifesting these states of waking, sleep, and dream
Yes.
as part of my own play,
Yes.
I should know when sleep is coming. I find myself fallen asleep sometimes without my volition. So,
My volition is whose?
who
Who
is
doesn't know when sleep is coming? You're speaking again as the mind. The mind doesn't know when sleep is coming because the mind is the product of the waking state.
so you are saying that just with the conviction that I am able to say that I am awake in sleeping state, I know that I am sleeping,
Yes.
and that is how I'm able to report
This
that
is
I was
the
asleep.
label conviction does not apply to the truth. Okay, so let's. A variation of this question is that when I met Swami Tejomayananji many years ago, I asked him and I said, if this is all my dream, why can't I manifest a big castle for myself? It's all my dream, isn't it? So he, in his words, explained to me, which I didn't understand at that time. He said that you're confusing between the small mind and the big mind. And in their terminology, they call consciousness the big mind. So it is the mind which says, okay, but if I am the projector of all of this, then I should know when I go to sleep. This one can never know. It is a product of the waking state. See, just from the projection of consciousness itself. Who is it that knows sleep?
That which reports on waking that I had slept.
That is the report, but who is it that knows it? There is something which knows that there is something called sleep. The calling and the reporting we keep aside. But the experience of sleep is whose? Who experiences sleep state? Is it not you? What can we say about this I which experiences sleep state?
That it survives intact. It was remained intact through the sleep.
Who is this one who remained intact? Is it not the same awareness, the same witnessing? So the same waking state comes. What happened to the witnessing? Did it change between sleep and waking?
Just
It remains the same.
appearance of waking and then the appearance of sleep. To it, even sleep is an appearance.
Exactly. Exactly. So then, how can it be concerned about the content of one of its states? If all of these states are coming and going in front of you, then can this I really be concerned about what is appearing in a small part of its own one of these states called waking state?
It's like 1/3.
How do you know it's 1/3? How do you know it's 1/3? According to which time? The waking state time. It could be in some other sense of time, it could be millions of years before you wake up tomorrow. You could have million lifetimes of dreams tonight. It's completely possible. Each dream has its own time and space. Haven't you had that experience? 20 minutes dream, full lifetime? Did it seem like it was running that dream? No, it seemed like a normal lifetime. So according to which time is it 1/3? According to personal time, which doesn't matter. So this I you are, or some Suchitra, which you cannot find, that one. Which is your direct eye? This eye. This eye. Now, you still have the power to pretend. Irrespective of all of this inquiry and seeing for yourself who you are, nothing can take away your power to pretend. So now you want to pretend or you don't. It's completely fine, either way. But the pretense will become more and more ludicrous. You see? It will sound more and more crazy to yourself. I'm pretending to be the Suchitra. I can't find her. But Suchitra has this life and I'm enjoying it or something. I don't know. All of us have this power to pretend to be something that we are not. This is called the power of belief.
Even I don't know which one I will choose.
So at least then you know that I'm not done with the play I'm playing. And you cannot truly say, oh, why is this happening to me?
On the pradakshina, this explanation came to me that if children are fighting over some dolls, they don't know they're playing. To them, it's like serious business. It is like all important. Whereas if you're an adult and you are doing the same thing, you would do it in a different way. So, in a sense, maybe that is the shift of perception which happens when you see that as a play, that you know that already the outcome doesn't matter. It's more like
You yourself, after the last inquiry, you said that all these battles just don't exist. And I'm like Don Quixote. Same thing. There is nothing out there which is there to fight. All is just appearing and disappearing inside you. You are the eternal witness, and many, 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 many Suchitras will come and go, but you will remain. At least you want to play a Suchitra, then have fun with it.
also these words, I don't know, they just came up, which I want to share, that even greater than self-knowledge is grace. Which grace lights the fire for self-knowledge and brings it to fruition. So it is greater than even that, and even greater than being the knowledge that I am God, I am witness, is this grace which I feel that one can never know its entire the way it operates.
And this sense that it's all grace then keeps the gratitude alive.
I don't have much to say. This won't finish the game. In your presence, it's easy. So wait. Yeah, I'm done. I want to be done right now. Yeah.
You have always been done. The I that wants to be done is non-existent. What's left to do? That I that wants to make a report card out of it is also the fake one. What you are already here now is only the truth.
It's like that in your presence. Why should I need your presence? Your presence should be here.
Just to keep us humble.
Sorry.
Just to keep us humble. Otherwise, it can happen very quickly that we can come to the conclusion that I don't need anything at all.
But I want to sing that song. I'm done.
It is done.
It is done. Hallelujah.
This I is who? Although we'll sing the song, but this I is who? If you're still referring to yourself in relation to some content, if something still needs to happen in the outward appearance for you to be done, it's still not the true I which you're speaking about.
I just don't know anything. I just know that in seeing, it's just seeing. But
Is there a you?
sorry,
Is there a you?
there is no me. It's just seeing.
Just
Just seeing. I'm trying to practice that seeing.
no, wait, slowly. So there is just seeing. I am trying to practice, seeing is trying to practice.
No, it's being.
So this I came from where now?
I,
You just said there is just seeing. Now move slowly from there and tell me what's happening.
it's just seeing. It's
Just seeing. Okay.
There's no need anything. There's no want. There's no I.
So the mind is in a rush. The mind wants to make this leap and go from there's the seeing and suddenly now there's an I also. So when we look and check, we find there's just seeing. Which I am I talking about?
And yet, appearance come.
Yeah.
So that so the practice is there to love everything that is.
So seeing is there now and appearances are there. Okay, then what next? What happened to the seeing because of the appearances?
Nothing is affecting.
Nothing happened.
At this moment.
Can it ever affect it? Is the seeing ever wounded by what appearances are coming? Or hurt by it? Or suffering because of it?
In pure awareness, there is no appearance.
All appearances appear in awareness itself. Where else will they come?
Distraction. Likes and dislikes.
Are whose? One knows. Why should we be concerned about that? Nobody. It's the same guy. Mr. Rajan. This new name, same guy. It's just habit that you used to listening to this guy. It's representing nobody.
So again, I sing this song. Done.
Rajan wants to sing or you want to sing?
You have to sing with me.
I'll sing with you or Rajan? You're sitting in Bhagwan, in front of Bhagwan's big photo over there. So you cannot let go of this who question.
Extension of the Guru, which I am. The presence that I am. The Sadguru, which is the real. Say, it is done. But can it be done?
It is never undone, is what I am saying. This cannot go according to your mind's plan. Can you convince me that you are bound? Then I will convince you that you are now free.
Distraction.
Distraction means you were bound?
Seems so.
Seeming seems true. It's the fact that you say seems means it is not true.
We're chasing ghosts.
You're on which side? Are you convincing me of bondage?
The Rajan guy also chased ghosts.
The Rajan. So will we now be convinced, okay, that you were chasing ghosts in reality and now you stop chasing and now therefore you are free? It never happened. None of this happened. It is the story of the mind. You have always been God. Now speak from there. You have only two modes of operation. One is God mode, and second is Rajan mode. You tell me which. And Rajan mode is the pretend. God mode and God pretending to be Rajan.
I always want to be that. That's why I'm here.
This is God pretending to be Rajan. Rephrase that and say God always wants to be that. Does it sound plausible to you? Who is this I?
I'm that.
I'm not buying that.
It is only that. Actually, it is only that.
Then what do you want? It's only that.
To bury the eye. So bury the eye for me.
This is God playing Rajan. The eye that wants something buried is with God is running this entire universe. Whole galaxies are coming and going inside it. If it wanted to bury something, it would be buried by now.
You blew that away last time I had an when we went through. You blew that away. You blew it away.
This is the problem with spiritual experience. But last time,
Please.
you want only that. You want only what happened last time. Nothing fresh will do for you.
The best thing that could happen.
How you? Maybe the sober seeing is more important than it to be a awakening experience.
I just don't know anything. I just don't know. But the practice is an effort to be there. That in
Whose word? This one is whose? Who is speaking these words? It's a simple question. And yet the words are coming and we're just repeating them.
right now only that.
Okay, then does it have a desire?
There's no desire, but this has been going on and on. In your presence, palpable, but out in the marketplace, so it's another game. Mind running after, chasing mirages, wanting, needing.
No matter where you go, you cannot create a Randir.
Tell me one thing I should do. To believe.
Don't believe in it.
It happened last time. Never even thought. Came back.
I didn't say there would be no thought. I said don't believe in it. All states, even the seeming awakening experience, all experiences are coming and going. Don't chase after anything. Because you are already that.
It's palpable now. All the time.
You speak. Put down this wrong number.
Rajan,
Put it down. Keep the phone down.
put your head on your feet all the time.
Keep the phone down. This is life.
That's all there is.
That's all.
That's all there is. Yet.
Somebody call the phone line man. What convinces you to be buying these houses? When you say I next time, don't use the word I. Specify what you're talking about. Are you speaking as God? Or are you speaking as Ranveer?
Right now, what this is. No problem. In fact, there is no problem. It's always been. It's always experienced that. The moment I leave your
This one
I,
was which one?
Sorry?
This one was which one? Every time we say I, we will specify who we are talking about.
Rajan.
So gone. Then now.
There's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Any trouble?
There's no trouble in front of you. The trouble is away from you.
For God?
The guy comes in and walks.
Where? How does he look?
Chases.
You've been looking for this one. $1,000 cash prize is there. You found the guy. Then he comes in and walks. Where? Not even imagine.
He wants fun. He wants.
Just the voice.
This is the
He
best
wants
thing.
a fruit cream salad for dinner. Can you get?
This is the best thing. This is what I've been working for.
Who?
Yeah.
Just a habit.
Break it for me.
For who? I'm breaking it. What do you think I'm doing? Seeing that it is a habit itself goes a long way in breaking.
Consciousness has to play the game.
Consciousness is playing its game. Okay?
So when they play, what do we do?
Who?
Stay as witness.
Who?
So identification.
For?
Nobody.
After some time, there could even be frustration, anger. What is this? But even that is okay. You have to break this habit, and all the withdrawal symptoms are welcome.
The appearance can be whatever. Theoretically, it's beautiful. It's not happening that way. It's all understood. It's all understood. It's theory.
By?
Practice. It's not happening.
Understood by who? Who needs to practice? Who is understood by theory? Who is this one?
Yeah. Very simple. So simple. It's so difficult.
Very useful. Can't sneak that in after saying it's simple, simple, so difficult. What's difficult? For who?
Nobody is there anyway.
Nobody.
So the game. With the plain
Everyone who's laughing is coming next. Okay? He's checking you out. I'm going to meet you later, buddy. I'll see you. You see, right? It's just this habit to pick up this I which doesn't exist. Even the one that is saying, drop the habit for me, is still the same guy. Are you okay with right now, right here, having no story to say after this? And nothing happened. Okay with that?
still,
He wants to.
still.
If you truly don't want story, then you won't pick it up. If you pick it up, then you drop it.
Thanks for this retreat. It was wonderful. Beautiful
Does it
experience.
feel like we are closing the second day today?
Beautiful. The silence is so palpable yesterday, and today was a different flavor. It's so beautiful.
Okay, we can sing now.
I don't know the song.
Hello.
It is done. It is done. Hallelujah. It is done. It is done. It is done. Hallelujah. It is done. You are always in my heart. Never shall we be apart. I am always in your heart. Never shall we be apart. Om Namah Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. 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 It is done. It
is done. Hallelujah, it is done. You are always in my heart, never shall we be apart. I am always in your heart, never shall we be apart. Om Namah Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya.
Thank you also very much for being in Satsang today. Sadhguru Shri Mujiji ki Jai.
Sadhguru Shri Mataji ki Jai. Om Guru Shri Guru Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Om Guru Shri Guru Satchidananda Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda. Om Guru Shri Guru Jaya Guru Satchidananda Satchidananda Guru Satchidananda.
Thank you. Should we go to Yogi Ram Surat Kumarji's ashram? Okay, my loves, thank you so much for joining in.